Let us learn how to find out the equilibrium quantities of the commodities from the given utility function and the prices of the goods and the income of the consumer. The question is, suppose utility function is u is equal to x1 times x2. X1 and x2 are the two goods that the consumer is consuming. Prices of goods are, that is, price of good x1 is $4 and price of good x2 is $10 and income of the consumer is $200. We have to find out the equilibrium quantities of commodities that the consumer will consume. So basically we have the utility function as u is equal to x1 times x2. Okay, so what exactly happens? Consumer wants to maximize, and let me write it again. So consumer wants to maximize the utility derived from consuming goods x1 and x2, subject to the constraint that he is facing. There is obviously his income constraint or budget constraint here, that is the price of good 1 times the units of good 1, that is x1, plus price of good 2 times the units of good x2 should be equal to the income of the consumer. Okay, consumer wants to maximize this utility subject to this budget constraint. Okay, in general form. So graphically, exactly, if we want to draw it here, so let's say we have horizontally good x1 and vertically good x2. Given this budget constraint, and let us write it into the specifics. So price of good 1 is $4. Can I write it as 4x1 plus price of good x2 is $10. So we have 10 times x2. Income of the consumer is 200. Okay, when we draw this budget constraint here, so it will be like this. Okay, with this given budget, consumer wants to, what we call the satisfy his utility or maximize his utility. So it happens at a point where, let us say this is our indifference curve. Okay, it will look like this. So with the given budget, consumer wants to reach to the highest possible indifference curve, and highest possible indifference curve with the given budget will be at a point where they are tangent to each other. Okay, so at this point we will get the optimal consumption of the two goods that the consumer will consume. So at this point what is happening? That is the slope of the indifference curve, that is the slope of this green color curve, is equal to the slope of the budget constraint, which is the red color, and where marginal rate of substitution is equal to the input price ratio, that is price of good 1 upon price of good 2. Okay, so MRS should be equal to marginal rate of substitution between good X and Y should be equal to the ratio of the prices, that is P1 upon P2. MRS is, as you know, it is simply the ratio of the marginal utility of good X and marginal utility of good Y. It should be equal to the ratio of the prices that is being given us here, 4 upon 10. So let's write it here, 4 upon 10. Marginal utility of good X means the partial derivative of utility function with respect to good X, and marginal utility of good Y means the partial derivative of utility function with respect to good Y, and it should be equal to 4 upon 10, which is the price ratio. So it becomes 2 upon 5. Solving this, so du upon dx means the partial derivative of utility function. So we have here x1 and x2, okay, so the derivative of x1 is 1. We are left with x2, that is the partial derivative of this function with respect to x1, and partial derivative of this function with respect to x2 means we get here x1 only, should be equal to 2 upon 5. Let us solve this for x2. So x2 will be equal to 2 upon 5 times x1. Now we need to plug this value of x2 into the budget equation. Okay, so let's plug the value of x2 here. We get 4x1 plus 10 times the value of x2 we got is 2 upon 5. X1 should be equal to 200. So 5 ones are 5 twos are 10, so we get here 2 twos are 4x, or let's write it here, 4x1 plus 4x1 should be equal to 200, or 8x1 is equal to 200. This is, sorry, same terms can be added up, dividing both sides by 8. We get x1 is equal to 8 twos are 16, shara sada so we are left with 4, 8 fives are 40. That means consumer will consume 25 units of good x1. To find out the units of good x2, plug x1 in this equation, so x2 will be equal to 2 upon 5 times 25. So 5 ones are 5 fives are 25, 5 twos are 10. So consumer will consume 10 units of good x2 to maximize his satisfaction. Okay, so I hope I make myself clear. So remember here, MRS means the slope of the indifference curve, and this ratio means the slope of this budget line. Okay, I hope I make myself clear in this video. Thank you.